Okay, so today we will start with our subject. So for this semester, I will be teaching you principles of management information systems. And this management information system is very important if you see today, because most of the organizations now they are shifting their work by making use of technology. And when they are making use of technology, there are few things which were very basic, very common to all the organizations. Okay. So before going in depth with your syllabus, we'll first of all know what are the contents that you are going to learn in this particular course. So I'm sharing with you the syllabus. So there are total 6 modules in this particular course, 1 to 6. So first module, it deals with introduction and definitions of what are the basic concepts of management information system. So we are going to see why we need management information system, what are the objectives and role of management information system, how MIS works as a support in management process, conceptual and physical view of management information system, components and resources of a general information system. Okay, it is a little bit different from management information system. MIS for any types of information system, we need to first of all understand what is information system, and then you will be able to understand what is management information system. Contemporary approaches to information systems, types of business information systems. So different types of businesses, different types of organizations require different types of information systems. So basic of all those things we are going to cover in this first module. Second module is related to IT related concepts, information technology related concepts. Now, remember, whenever we are discussing about management information system, all these management information systems are computer based management information systems, CBMIS. Sometimes there are few questions which are related to your information technology or computer based management systems. So for that, you need to understand what are the concepts of IT infrastructure, what is telecommunication in this IT infrastructure, a role of telecommunication in this IT infrastructure, internet, wireless technology, server infrastructure. Now, for example, we are making use of Gmail. So all these things are stored on a server. There are different types of servers through which we communicate and we get these services. So we are going to look after file servers, exchange servers, application servers, database servers, different types of network infrastructure. In this, we are going to see about WAN, LAN, MAN, firewalls, and all those things. Then there is a concept of storage infrastructure. Now, you can imagine that every organization has large amount of data, and this data needs to be stored somewhere, so it is easily and on time accessible to all the people in organization. So for that, we require a specific type of storage infrastructure. And for that, we'll be making use of NetApps and sandboxes. So we are going to see in short what will be the storage infrastructure. Then we are going to see emerging technologies in IT infrastructure. What are current emerging technologies? Now, you might be knowing about cloud infrastructures, IoT, and all those things. So we are going to see in brief what are the emerging technologies in IT infrastructure. Third module deals with decision making. Now, MIS has subcomponents, few subcomponents. Those include your transaction processing system, your decision support system, your executive support system. In short, it is called as ESS. Then there is expert system. And nowadays, you might be knowing that AI is largely used for different purposes. So we are going to see a small part of how this AI is also used in decision making. Though it is not included in your syllabus, but we'll be looking after how AI implementations are helping organizations to take decisions. Decision making, types of decisions, different stages of decision making, different levels and environments of decision making. What is the decision making process? How decisions are taken? Then overview of decision making models. There are few models that are being used for taking decisions or deciding what is to be done. decision-making tools, DSS, that is a decision support system, concept of decision support system, characteristics and components of decision support system. Now, when we are taking decision or when we are designing a decision support system, we are going to make use of this payoff matrix, decision tree, and decision table. These are the three components around which you are going to take a decision, or using these tools, using these concepts, you are going to take a decisions, or you are going to select any of those options. Then we are going to see what is knowledge and how knowledge management is done and collaboration is done, and how enhanced decision making can be done with the help of this managing knowledge and collaborations. Fourth module, it again deals with your IT infrastructure and components related to information technology, where you're going to look after data warehousing. What is the meaning of data warehousing? What are the components of data warehousing? Architecture for that data warehousing, concept of data mining. So we will see few examples about data mining here. Introduction to mining functionalities, classification of different data mining systems, data warehouse and online application processing for mining, and types of information from mining and application areas. So we are going to see how these particular mining tools or mining types or in different types of information which are being mined from the data that we have stored in different application areas. Fifth module, it deals with applications of MIS in services, where we are going to look after information systems in global businesses today, where it is going to cover banking, insurance, airline, hotel and education, application in manufacturing, application in finance, HR, material and marketing. Okay, so we will be taking one example as a crucial example, and based on that example we are going to discuss about these things in detail. And last module, it deals with securing information systems. Now, information systems, when I'm saying information systems, it is considered that this is computer based information systems. Now we need to define the strategy of how information security is to be implemented. We'll learn what is the definition, secrecy and confidentiality, where accuracy, integrity and authenticity play a major role whenever you are thinking of securing an information system. And types of computer crimes, malicious software. For example, all of you hear about viruses, computer viruses or malwares. So these are different malicious softwares that will affect your organization or your overall system, information system. We are going to see some examples about those particular softwares, malicious softwares or concept of malicious softwares. Then what are the security challenges and what are the vulnerabilities that can be used to attack your system? What is the concept of corporate firewall, concept of encryption, and few concepts related to cyber security or cyber laws. Now in India, we have IT Act 2000 in place. So this IT Act covers most of these things in cyber law. Okay, so these are the components that we are going to see in our syllabus. Any questions, any queries here?
No, sir.
No, sir. No.
Okay, so if you have any questions, queries, you can just type those things into chat box. So after a few minutes, I'll be looking after chat box, because what happens if we go on writing in chat box, we will be distracted from our actual things that we need to cover. So before starting these things, I would like to know what you people understand about information system. Can anybody tell what do you understand by information system? Or can you give any example of information system? Yes, can anybody tell me what do you understand by information system? Yes.
Sir, it is a combination of technology. That means hardware and then the software
No,
and
no,
then
no.
the
I
data.
don't want those things. I want in general, what do you understand by information system? Okay, before going to information system, let me know what do you mean by information? What is your understanding about what is information? Yes. So I hope the session should be interactive, then it will be easy for all of you to understand.
Information, we can tell information is something such as facts or data about a certain topic.
Mhm. Anything else? I've shared screen. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Visible.
Okay, now before understanding what is information, I'll give you a few examples. Then you will be able to understand what is information. Okay, all of you took admission to this particular course. So what were the things that you collected to understand about this course? When you took admission here, what was the thing that you collected? Some data you might have collected. You might have discussed these things with your friends. You might have collected data from different websites. You might have collected some data regarding reviews, isn't it? Now, when you are collecting these things, these were individual things that you did. And afterwards, you collaboratively applied all those things at one place and then you took decisions. Okay. Now, this is how in our management information system also we take decisions. Now, before going to information, we need to understand what are the concepts of information, data, and knowledge. Okay. Now, suppose this is an organization. This organization is divided into three vertical components. This is strategic level. This is tactical level. And this is operational level where actual operations take place. Okay. Now what happens generally at the operational level, we collect data. Now, what is this data? Data is nothing but collection of facts and figures. Okay. For example, I'm collecting information for admission. Okay. And I need to understand how many students registered for this particular course. So what I will do, I will collect data of students. It might include your name, your date of birth, your previous qualification, and all those things. Okay. Now, when I collect this particular data, at the moment, it has no relation with my course. I'm just collecting your data, personal data. Now, what I did, now I connected your personal data to a course called as BBA. Okay. Now I have a separate database. I have separate table where I have a lot of courses, say BBA, MBA, MSc, and all those courses. Now what happens here is I'm connecting your data with my courses data or with my program data. Now, when I'm connecting both these things, I am connecting it with some common frame, okay, or common data. And that common data, it might be your PRN number, okay, personal uh, permanent registration number. So this PRN will connect your course. It will connect your information with each other, okay. So when I'm getting individual thing, it is called as data. This data, when it is connected with another data and has some meaningful outcome, it will become information. Okay. So at the base, we have data. This data, when it is processed for some meaningful information, it will get converted into information. And this information, when it is being processed and used for decision making, we call it as knowledge. Have you understood what is difference between data, information, and knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So can anybody give me example of data, information, and knowledge, how it gets converted, how data gets converted into information and information into knowledge?
Sir, may I?
Yes, yes.
Yes. For example, in a school, like 40 students got their marks.
Mhm.
Each individual student's marks is a data.
Hmm.
The data clubbed in as a whole is called information.
Mhm.
And I think the information put it through marks is called as knowledge.
Okay, any other example? Okay, we'll understand some same example. Suppose there are 40 students in a class, and all these 40 students, they are studying 6 subjects. Okay. Now they are giving examination for all these 6 subjects and they got some score. So individually, if you look after all those 6 subjects and score, it will be called as a data. Now, when it is been processed and say out of 600, you are scoring something, say out of 600, you are scoring 500. So that becomes an information that based on all these things and based on the information collected, you have scored 500 out of 600 and this much percentage is your score. Okay. Now, when collectively for 40 students, we are collecting that particular scorecard, and then we find that out of 40 students, 20 students failed in XYZ subject. Okay. Or say 10 students excelled very good in one of the subject. So that becomes knowledge. Okay. Have you understood how this data gets converted into information and from information, how we get an knowledge? Now, what will happen once I get that particular thing? Once I get that out of 40 students, 10 students excelled very good in, say, MIS. Okay. Then I need to find out what happened for those remaining 30 students, why they were not excelling in that particular subject. Okay. So here I'm trying to backtrack what happened. Have they written those exams properly? Or if they haven't written those exams properly, I need to analyze what happened, why they were not able to write those exams properly. Okay. So in this way, I will go on backtracking and try to find out what is the problem because of which only 10 students were able to score high and remaining 30 students were not able to score high. Okay. So it will add into my knowledge. Okay. Sometimes this information is also used as this information will also be used as data. Okay. How information will be used as data? For example, I am uploading student information for my particular course. Say MIS is one of the course and there are right now, say 28 students joined. Okay. So this becomes information for me. But when I'm sharing it with some government agencies where they need to find out how many students enrolled for BBA course, so it will become a data. Okay. So remember, whenever I'm converting data, when I'm processing that data and getting a meaningful outcome, this becomes information. But this information can become data for some other entity. So this information can become data for some other entity and they can use it to create some more information for them. Okay. For example, all students' data from say Maharashtra state, it has been accessed by UGC. And based on that, they will try to take a decision whether to give permission for new institutes or not, or whether to increase the admission criteria or whether to increase the number of students in admission. Okay. So this is how your data gets converted into information and information after processing will become knowledge base for the organization. This is the very basic concept for your management information systems. Any questions, any queries here? Have you understood this basic concept? What is data, information, and knowledge? Now, based on these data, information, and knowledge, your whole management information system is based. If you understood these things, automatically remaining things will become easy. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Any questions, any queries here?
So are there types of
Yes.
information also, like primary information and secondary information? I have read it somewhere.
No, we are going to see those things whenever I'm saying it as an information, that information has again some more phases. Okay, we are going to see. Just for your understanding that this is the basic concepts, how you are getting data, how data is converted into information, and information after processing gets converted into a knowledge base. We are going to see it specifically how information is used for different purposes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
At this moment, just understand that we collect data, that data is processed into a meaningful thing. It is called as information. Information is processed again and which helps in decision making is called as knowledge. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we need to understand about what is system. Before going to information system, we need to understand what is system. Okay. Can anybody tell me what do you understand by system? Or you can give me an example of system.
Sir, basically a system is a set of rules, or we can say,
Hmm. It is a set of rules.
yes, any set of rule to follow
Yes.
schedule
Yes, we
related.
need to follow those set of rules. So once we start following those set of rules, we call it as a system. Any
Yes, sir.
example of a system?
Marks per subject per section.
No, it will be a small part of a system. Admission system. So whole process which carries out admission process, we call it as an admission system. Okay. Or whenever you are having, right now we are making use of computer, we call it as a computer system. Okay. We do often refer it as a PC, laptop, desktop, but in short, if you go technically, it is a computer system. So it consists of different components. Those components work together and it represents as a whole entity. Okay. For example, in your computer, you have software, hardware. Again, in hardware, there are different components. In hardware, you have processor, you have memory, RAM, ROM, you have storage devices, you have communication devices. Okay. Again, it has been bifurcated. There are communication channels or communication systems. So whenever we are thinking of a system as a whole, it might have subsystems. And these subsystems might again have subsystems. Okay. For example, our whole body consists of different systems. Okay. It is circulatory system, there is nervous system, there is your respiratory system. So if these systems, if any of these system fails, you will die. Similarly, for all the organizations, they have different types of systems, and these systems, when they work in tandem with each other, your organization is going to work. Okay. So now we have understood what is system, we have understood what is data, what is information, and what is knowledge. Now we will understand how these systems work. Okay. So to work for that particular system, we need to understand that for a system, there is always an input. This input is following some process. And after processing, it will give you some output. Okay. So if you take any example of any system, that system accepts some input, it processes that input and it provides some output. Okay. Can anybody give me an example? We'll discuss that example, how this system works. Yes, an example for the system.
When we collect fees, we enter it into the system and it bifurcates what type of fees it is, and then we get
Okay,
the
now,
bill as an output.
yes. Now, when we are thinking of fees, what will be the input for fees? Amount. That means I need to pay 100 rupees, 10,000 rupees, whatever that fee might be. Second will be method. What method? I might be paying that fee in cash. I might be paying it online. When I'm paying it online, it might be through UPI. It might be through credit card, through debit card, or through some wallet apps. So and all these things. Okay. Now all these things become input for that fee collection system. Okay. And for that, suppose I'm paying it cash, it will follow one process. If I'm paying it online, it will follow another process. Okay. So after finishing all these steps, after finishing all these processes, and what will be the output for me? The system will tell that XYZ amount is being credited to our account, and this is the invoice generated for this payment or receipt generated for this payment. Okay. So this is how your system is going to follow a specific path. It might be having subsystems. Okay. There might be a subsystem for online payment. There might be a subsystem for cash payment. There might be a subsystem for credit payments. Okay. But all those subsystems at the end will give me an output. And based on that, I can say that I have a fees collection system. Okay. Now in this fees collection system, suppose anything goes wrong, what will happen? If anything goes wrong, what will happen?
Incorrect fees could have been entered.
It is quite possible that I have paid wrong fees, wrong amount. Okay, it is quite possible that whenever I'm getting a receipt, the person or the clerk who was writing that receipt, he might forgot to write 10. So instead of writing 10,000, he might write 1,000. Okay, so every system has a mechanism. It is called as a feedback mechanism. Okay, so once I receive an output, I will get a feedback on what is happening. Okay, for example, suppose I'm getting a wrong receipt. If it is a cash transaction, and if I'm getting a wrong receipt, what I can do, I can immediately tell the clerk that the amount written on this particular receipt is wrong. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm telling these things to process. Okay, so this process will get a feedback that I have received a wrong output. Okay, so what will happen? The clerk will check what was the input, how much cash amount was deposited. If it was 10,000, he will correct that particular process and he will generate a new output. Okay, so every system has a concept called as feedback mechanism. If you are not getting any feedback in the particular system, that means you won't be able to understand if your system is working properly or not. Okay, so whenever you are giving some input, it is being processed. This process will give me output, and from this output, I will be getting a feedback mechanism. Okay, suppose it is an online system, what will happen? In online system, I have selected payment by credit card. Okay, so again, this credit card payment system, it is working at background and it is just giving you an output if the amount was deducted from your credit card and credited to the receiver's account. Once it is being done, then you will get a feedback. What will be the feedback? It will tell you how much amount was deducted, what is the transaction date and time, to whom it was deposited, what was the amount, and was it successful or not. Okay, so whenever you are doing online transaction, you are getting this particular thing, you are getting a feedback. And if you don't get a feedback, that means the system has not processed your transaction. Okay, Now we are getting a new term here called as transaction. What is this transaction? Transaction is nothing but happening or an activity that will tell me if the process has completed or not. Okay. So this transaction is very, very crucial, and it is at the base of the organization or at the base of any system. Is it clear what is input, process, output? What is a feedback mechanism? And what is the concept of transaction? Any questions, any queries here?
No,
Very
sir,
sir.
it's clear.
Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can anybody give me some more examples of systems? Yes, any more example of systems?
So, sir, may I?
Yes, yes.
In a library,
Mhm,
we could say
mhm,
there might be the softwares or the programs to track the books or
mhm,
to check the availability of those books and members' records and everything.
mhm,
Then there might be, I would rather say computers or hardwares with printers and everything. Then there might
mhm,
be the regular staff, librarian, and the staff who is going to use that entire system to check the availability of books in and out of those books.
mhm.
And then the entire complete process, as you said, the
Okay.
cataloging of books or handling of checkouts and then updating records and everything.
Okay. Any other example from businesses?
Sir, can we say the opening of a bank account a system, because
Yes,
there
it
is
is
a
also
particular
yes,
format.
yes, yes. It is also system, account opening system. So whenever a customer enters a bank to open account, nowadays it is possible that you can open account online in just few minutes and with few steps. Previously, it used to take near about 2 to 3 days to open a simple account, saving account. Any other example?
System being used by the shopkeepers to tally the daily income and expenses. POS
Mhm.
system.
Point of sale systems. Yes, point of sale
Yes.
systems. What will be the primary use?
Cash inflow.
They will help you in understanding what is cash inflow again.
Yes, I think that's it.
Okay, now when you are using point of sale terminals or point of sale systems, what they generally do is, suppose you are using it with, say, for example, you are using a barcode scanner at POS. Okay. And if you are selling something, what you do, you will just scan a barcode. So what is happening at that particular moment? Once the barcode is scanned, that means you are selling something. It should be deducted from your inventory and it should be added into the bill of customer. Okay. So this particular subsystem runs at the back end and it will remove that particular entry of the product from my database and it will include it. It will remove it from my inventory and add it into sale table or sale database. At the same time, it will also include these things into my bills. Okay. So based on what things are happening, it might give rise to or it might give triggering to some other subsystems. Any other example? Your examination system, what will be the contents as an input in your examination system? What will be the process and what will be the output?
We will individually submit our papers for subject wise,
Okay.
and each subject wise will have its own grading system.
Mhm.
And according to the grading system, we will be having our first sem examinations. And in that first sem examinations, the grade system will show whether we qualify for the entirety of the first sem or not.
Okay, okay. Now, when we are thinking of examination system, we need to understand why this system is important. Examination system is important to understand if a particular student is able to understand particular thing, or is he able to reach up to the level which is being supposed. Okay, nowadays in education sector, you can see there are uh, there is a concept called as outcome based education. That means whatever is being conducted as a lecture, after examination, those outcomes should be visible in my results. Okay, so for this, what will happen? Students will give examinations. It will be an input. After that, there will be a process which will be used for assessment. Okay, that assessment might be internal assessment, external assessment. Based on the education you are taking, it will include all types of assessments. And after doing that assessment, you will be getting some results. Okay, so these results are passed on to students. That means these results will become a feedback to students, and it will give me, do I need to change my process or do I need to change my input? Okay, do I need to change my assessment method? It will tell me. Do I need to give some more inputs to students so they will be grasping what are the contents in that specific course? All those things will be included in the feedback received after getting your results. Is it clear? What is system? Any questions, any queries here? Any questions, any queries here?
We'll see. No,
So today we have seen two main components of management information system. First was what is data, information and knowledge. And second component was information system, basic understanding of information system. Now, when we started understanding what is information system, we came across with a concept called as a transaction. Okay. Now we are going to use few things which are interchangeably used nowadays, data and information. Sometimes I will be using a word information, sometimes I will be using a word data. Okay, but the meaning for that will be same. Whenever there is a differentiation, I will let you know when to say information and when to say data. Now, when I was discussing about those things, I told you about transaction. For example, in account opening, there is a transaction. What transaction will be there for account opening? I will fill up all my details, personal details, and accordingly, bank will process those personal details and there will be a new account number created. That means that particular transaction is executed at the back end. Okay, that means my information is added. A card is created which will tell my personal information, which will tell or which will create a connection between my saving account and my personal information. Okay, so that connectivity will be called as a customer number or customer ID. Then I will get another number. It is called as an account number. Okay, so there are two components created here. So the transaction is executed and I get two IDs. One ID will be customer ID, which will be primary, which will be used for all other processes. And there will be another ID called as a saving account ID. This saving account ID will be used for carrying out transactions to my account, to my bank account. It might be a saving account, credit account, whatever type of account I have selected. Okay. So these transactions, they are collectively done at operational level. Okay. Now, when I'm giving these documents for account opening, what I'm doing, I'm giving those documents at front desk. I'm not directly giving these documents to my branch manager or to the CEO of the bank. Okay, what I'm doing those things at very, very basic level, very, very operational level. Okay, so these all transactions are carried out at operational level. In our management information system, all the transactions or all the processes which are carried out at the bottom of the pyramid, we have seen right now a triangle or pyramid of an organization. So at the bottom, whatever operational transactions are carried out or whatever transactions are carried out, it will be called as a transaction processing system. Okay, is it clear? where transaction processing system lies. Transaction processing system lies at the base of my system. Just a minute, I will open a whiteboard. We will have some more things on this particular organizational structure. Mhm. We have it in same. We will use same. Now, suppose this is in your organization. Just now this organization will be having different departments. So when I'm distributing this particular triangle vertically, I call them as different departments. There might be marketing department, production department, HR department, and all those things. When I'm dividing this
Excuse me,
organization,
sir.
yes,
Sir, we cannot see the triangle.
you're not able to see.
No, sir, it's
it's
not
on the far.
visible.
It's on the far right.
Now you're able to see.
Not yet, sir.
Hmm. Wait a minute. Can you see PPT now?
Yes, sir.
Sir, we are able to see.
Or this
No,
is the
sir.
wrong PPT? Let me check just a minute. Now is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, when we are thinking of an organization, here you can see in this diagram that this is a particular structure of an organization. So suppose I divide this particular thing vertically, all those things will be called as a department: HR department, marketing department, operation department, production department, and all those things. But when I'm dividing these things into horizontal part, I divide it into three different sections. So at the top is strategic management, where my board of directors, CEOs, and all those people will be there. In middle level tactical management, I will be having all the people who are managers for their different departments. And at the bottom, I have operational management. This operational management is nothing but front desk executives or the people who are actually working in the organization. It might be a clerk, it might be any person who is directly related either to production, either to management, either to marketing or all those things. Okay. Now at operational level, all the decisions or all the processes are structured processes. Okay. For example, account opening. At operation level, what will be the structure? There will be a form, fixed type of form, and it will collect information. And that information is in specific structure. For example, you are writing your information, your first name, middle name, last name, date of birth in specific format, DD, MM, YYY format, your address details, your document details. Have you provided your PAN card, Aadhaar card? It will take a photograph. Okay, so all these things are structured. There won't be any change when you are carrying out this process. Okay, so it is called as a transaction processing system. Whereas in middle level, it is little bit semi-structured. Okay, now the manager who is working here, he need to take some decisions based on what the information he has received. Okay, so at the base we call as we collect data, it gets converted into information here at the tactical or middle level management. Here we are making use of management information systems. Sometimes it is also called as management support system or MSS. Okay. Now when I'm saying MSS or MIS, sometimes interchangeably these two words are used. While at strategic management level, what will be the things that are there? At strategic management or at top level management, decisions are very, very unstructured. Okay. Suddenly there is a fall in the share price. Okay. So when there is a fall in share price, the organization needs to restructure. So the funding is continuously being done. Okay. So it is very, very unstructured. No one can predict that these things can happen. So all the decisions from bottom to top goes on from structured to unstructured. At the middle level or at tactical management, everything is semi-structured. Whereas information systems which are supporting to this organization structure at the base or at the very bottom level of the organization, it is a transaction processing system. At the middle level, it is a management information system, or we call it as a management support system. And at the top level, there is a system called as decision support system. This decision support system helps in making decisions or taking decisions by top level management. So these decisions are strategic decisions. Based on what strategic decisions are taken, tactical decisions are designed and used at middle level, and at operational level, actual implementation of those decisions are seen. Any questions, any queries here? Anything that you haven't understood?
No queries, sir.
Have you understood this organizational structure? So remember, your whole MIS revolves around these components. Okay. So we'll have a break of 5 minutes and we will reconnect again.
Hello.
Sir has given a break for 5 minutes.
Okay, we will continue. Now we will have a small activity where I need to understand what you understood today. Okay, I will reshare again the same PPT. You will be using same PPT. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And now there is small activity. You need to understand this particular organizational pyramid, and you need to take an example, any example of any organization, and you need to analyze with the help of this diagram. So what structured, semi-structured, and unstructured decision making will be done in that particular organization. So I hope that all of you understood what is the question. You need to first of all select an organization, and on that organization, you need to define what are the unstructured, semi-structured, and structured decisions. Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, if you have finished it before 5 minutes, you can explain those things. But I will give 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, you can take any example of any organization. Okay, you can start. If you want, you can write down those things on piece of paper. If you want, you can share those things here also. Once you finish it, let me know. I have shared one question in chat box. You can refer to that particular question also. What are different systems involved in a big hospital? You can take that example. If anybody has finished, let me know. Yes, anybody has finished?
Yes. Okay.
Yes, Faiz.
Yes, sir. EMR system. It is used to record
Can you
medical.
explain?
Yes, yes, yes. It's a medical record system. All the records of the patient, in terms of the medical history, it's recorded there.
Yes, medical record system. Yes, apart from that, somebody has written billing system. Yes, billing system will be there. It will be separate entity. It will be done as a separate system. Apart from that,
Sir, one question: can the
yes,
POS system be used in hospital?
which
A POS system, point of sale system.
POS system? Yes, we can use point of sale system. See, whenever uh, suppose you are having a big hospital and you are also providing pharmacy service, or you are getting some payments in different types of things. For example, it might be a credit card payment, it might be cash payment, it might be check payment. All those things we can say that we can implement POS system. But here we are not saying as a POS system, we are saying billing system. The reason behind it is patient is not a commodity. Okay. And we are not selling something. What we are doing, we are providing service. So we are not selling it, we are not saying it as a POS system. We are saying billing system.
Thank you, sir.
Whenever we are selling some product, we will call it as a POS system or a point of sale system. Actually, whenever I'm paying something, that means at that particular point, I'm collecting some revenue, but I'm not going to say it as a POS system. I'm going to say it as a billing system. Any other system in hospital? Anybody of you is from hospital? Appointment management system, yes. Appointment of different patients. Yes, it is appointment management system. Again, laboratory information system. Yes, labs are there. Employee database. We will call it as HR system. Human resource system. We won't say it as an employee database system. We will say it as a human resource management system. Again, I will type all those things in chat box. I included OT management system. What is this? OT is nothing but operation theaters. Okay, big hospitals will be continuously having inflow of operations. So for that, we need to manage those things. OT management systems. Then next is just a minute. So my hospital might have pharmacy management system. It will look after all the pharmacy, that is medicines. It will also have insurance management system where it will deal with all the patients who are having insurance, all the insurance claims and all those things. So whenever I'm thinking of any organization, every organization will have subsystems, and all these subsystems will be clubbed together, and it will be my enterprise resource planning or ERP. Okay. Now I'm not going to use word ERP at this particular moment. I will say that it is a system or information system. Now this information will be transferred from one system to another system. For example, when I'm saying OPD, okay, what it means? OPD means outpatient department. Okay, if the patient is not admitted into my hospital, I will add him in OPD. Okay, but suppose after diagnosis, I find that he needs to be admitted and he is ready. So it will be converted from OPD to IPD. Okay, that means from outpatient department, he will be transferred to inpatient department. Okay, so this system will be working in different way. OPD will be working in different way. IPD will be working in different way. In OPD, the person or the patient might come again after say 1 week, 2 week, or 3 days, whatever it wants. But when the patient is inside the hospital in IPD, inpatient department, he will be there in hospital for the designated number of days until he recovers back, or until the doctor says that now he is fit and fine, or there might be some sad things, and because of that, this IPD patient might expire and he might go up. Okay, so this is how there are different subsystems. These subsystems will collectively form an overall hospital management system. So whenever you are understanding hospital management system, you need to understand that in hospital management system, we have subsystems, and these subsystems will work individually, and collectively it will be working as hospital management system. Okay. Any other example? Now we have understood about this hospital management system. We'll take one more example. So in chat box, I have given you an example, educational management system. Okay. Now take 2-3 minutes and let me know what are the subcomponents or subsystems in educational management system. I received one response, student information system. Yes, apart from this, course management or learning management system. Yes, again, learning management system, faculty management system. Okay. Again, so only 4-5 students are interacting. What about others? I don't know what. Are you facing any problem? Accounts and finance. Yes. Fees management will include in accounts and finance. We won't write it as a separate system right now. Inventory. Now, if you are looking after books management system, that means these books are part of library management system. If you are looking after books of accounts, then it will be in accounts and finance management. Yes. Any other system? If you want to speak, you can just click on the mic icon and you can speak. Not necessary that you should type it in chat box. Transport managed system, yes. Examination system, transport management system, yes. Again, now can anybody tell me how input of one system will be, how output of one system will be used as an input for other system? Now we have a list of different subsystems. Can you tell me an example how output of one system will be used as input for other system? Grievance management, yes. Yes, can anybody tell me how output of one subsystem is used as input for other subsystem? Yes,
Sir, can faculty management system can be used for LMS system as an
how it will
input?
be used? How it will be used?
According to the faculty, it can be used for particular subjects as an input.
Okay. Any other example? That means when a faculty is being recruited through faculty management system, I am going to manage this particular faculty for say XYZ course. Or take example of our BBA course. I am managing that faculty for BBA course. Accordingly, that information will be sent to library. That information will be uploaded on LMS. So as a faculty of BBA, I will be getting access only to BBA course. Yes, any other example? For output of one subsystem to input of other subsystem.
Sir, as in hospital management, we could say it like if we get lab tests and everything, and then if we got our results, then the medication can be the output. And that can be an input for the pharmacy information
Yes,
system.
yes, yes, yes. Any other example of an organization system where there are subsystems? Now, right now we have seen two different systems. Information system, one is your education system, another was hospital management system. Now, can anybody give me example of a production house or where a product is being produced? For example, there is a automobile vehicle manufacturing plant. What systems will be there?
Product listing management, PLM.
Yes.
Product listing management.
Okay. Inventory will be there, product listing will be there. Again, there will be a department called as quality control and quality assurance. Sometimes it is also called as testing. Ledger is a small part. Ledger is a small part. It won't be a big system. HRM is there. Accounts and finance will be there. Marketing will be there. Production planning, materials management will be there. Research and development will be there. Again, supply chain will be there. So now you have understood what are the things of an information system. Okay. Now we will get a definition of what is MIS. Okay. MIS is nothing but an information system that provides managers with the tools to effectively organize, evaluate, and manage departments within an organization. Okay. Now we got a good understanding about what is MIS. MIS is nothing but it is also information system that provides managers with tools to effectively manage, evaluate, and organize departments within an organization. Okay. So this is the basic concept, basic definition of MIS, that MIS is information system that provides managers with the tools to effectively organize, evaluate, and manage departments within organization.
So you are on mute.
Now, when we say that management information system helps managers with tools that will be used to evaluate, manage, and organize all the departments. When we are saying these things, we are making use of a system which is again computer-based management information system, and it includes these 5 components. Okay, first component is people. That means the people who are connected with this management information system, they will be providing some input. They will be accessing this information system. They will be adding some data. They will be adding information. That information will be getting converted into knowledge and it will be used by all others. Second, most important component is your data. That means at the base level or at the bottom of the pyramid, you are going to provide data to this management information system. All the transactions that are carried out at the front end will be inserted into this management information system. For example, your finance and accounts, every entry, ledger entry will become data. Okay. Based on that ledger entry, all your finance and accounts will processes will be carried out. Then to do those things, we need to define procedure. If we don't define procedure on how to use that data, how to store that data, or how to retrieve that data, it will be of no use to have our management information system. For example, the person who is carrying out these entries or the person who is just scanning at the point of sale, he is not aware of what is my inventory. It is not necessary for him to look after inventory. His only job is to scan the barcode which is in front of him. Okay. For that, a procedure is defined in such a way that whenever he scans that particular barcode, all the entries are done in my system. Okay. He is unaware about what is my inventory. If my inventory is getting low or if my inventory is very high, he is not aware about all those things and it is none of his concern. Okay. Next important thing in this is hardware. For interaction with all these components, we require hardware and program. Now, when I'm writing a program, this program is computer-based program. It is not a procedure. Okay. This procedure is, that means I'm defining a procedure, how this particular thing is to be carried out. For example, sales procedure I am defining. For example, procurement procedures I am defining. Once the level goes down below 10%, automatically the order should be given. This procedure I am defining. And to follow this procedure, I'm writing a computer program which will be a part of my management information system. So these are the 5 components of any management information system. So my MIS department or management information system department, it will be a collaboration of people as well as technology. Now, when I'm saying technology, nowadays you can see that few years back, people were making use of Excel sheets to carry out this work. Now they don't require to use Excel sheet. They can directly log into a portal that has been designed by the organization, and they can just give input or take output from the particular system. So this is how nowadays MIS is changing. Okay. Now these are the components of any MIS. Here you can see people, networking, communication, information, data, hardware, technology, software. Everything will be a component of MIS. Here you can see that there is a differentiation between data and information. Can anybody tell me why it is different data and information? Data will be collected at transaction processing level or at operational level, while information will be generated at middle level. That means middle level management will be making use of information. Okay. And for this, you will be communicating with the system with the help of network and people. And for all these things, we need a system to be developed. And that development will be part of your software development life cycle. That means whenever I'm starting my development of management information system, I need to find out what is the scope that I want to define. Okay. Suppose I want to have a management information system for our institute. I need to define what will be the scope, what will be the estimated cost, how much efforts are required. I need to identify what might be the risk in designing, developing, and deploying this system. If there are risks, what is the benefit? Because of that, I'm going to implement these things. After that, I need to focus on what are my actual functional requirements, how that particular solution is to be is performing. I need to analyze those things. I need to derive end user needs. When I'm saying end user needs, who are these end users? People who are actually facing that particular thing. For example, when there is a data entry regarding your accounts, all the journal entries are done by accountant. Okay. So I need to find out what are the requirements of that accountant, how he is going to do those entries, how those entries are getting converted into different statements, account statements. All those things I need to analyze. And after analyzing those things, next step will be designing my system. Okay. What I will do in this phase, I will elaborate what are the core specifications. When I'm saying core specifications, features or functions, it means that without those core functionalities, I cannot develop some more functionalities. I cannot develop subordinate functionalities. Okay. So in my design, my core principles, my core procedures will not change. Okay. It is quite possible that I'm changing a procedure to do particular thing, but at the core, that procedure might change, but overall working of organization will not change. For example, purchasing methods might change. Payment methods might change. Previously, I might be using checks to pay for my vendors. Now I'm not giving any checks. Instead of that, I'm doing account transfer. It is quite possible. But this will be a small design change, but it will not change my core specifications or core transactions. And after designing those things, there will be actual implementation of actual design development of my software. This software will be tested, and after finding it suitable, it will be deployed in organizations. Today, you will find that many organizations, they are making use of a specific software called as Enterprise Resource Planning or ERP. But if you read carefully online, you will find that most organizations, they actually don't require those high-end ERPs because they don't have that much turnover. They don't have that much transactions that are to be processed. Okay. And because of that, they fail. So it is very important to find out what are my actual requirements, what are my actual functional requirements. When I'm saying functional requirements, there are few requirements which might not be required. Without that, my organization works. But there are few functions which are functional. Without that, my organization won't function. Okay. Now, once I deploy all these developments, once I deploy this software, the last important point is to maintain all those things very smoothly. Okay. So after all these stages are passed and when it has been implemented in my organization, I need to maintain. Why I need to maintain? Take example of different types of taxes. Previously, there was a VAT tax. Now we don't have VAT. We have instead of that GST. Again, there are three different components in GST: IGST, CST, and SCST. So these particular things I need to incorporate. Again, every year government might change the percentage of taxes. Okay, based on that, I need to make changes into my software. It never happens that I have created a software and I'm using it for long term, for indefinite time with same configuration. Okay, there might be new updates. For example, previously organizations were not selling anything online. They used to have a physical departments or physical stores. Now it is not necessary to have a physical store. You can sell anything online. Okay, so it has changed the working of or so working style of organizations, and because of that, I need to change. Previously, there were very dumb websites. Why I'm saying dumb websites? Because they were not interactive. They were just providing information. Today, you can find that those websites are very interactive. That means whenever you are trying to find out something, those websites are providing you some more information. Nowadays, even people are not making use of internet on desktops or laptops. Everything is now available in the form of app on your mobile phone. Okay, so if you have a mobile connectivity, good internet connectivity on mobile, then you can carry out all those activities using your mobile phones. Have you understood these things? Any questions, any queries? No questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, I will be sharing this PPT with your coordinator. They will be uploading it on your LMS, Learning Management System. It will be easily available for your understanding. Any questions, any queries up till now that we have covered? No questions? Somebody has written
No,
Zoho.
sir.
Yes, Zoho has a different implementation. Zoho has different ways. It is one of the service provider. Okay, they have different components. You can collectively have those components for your organization based on your organization's requirements. Or as an individual, you will be using it for different purposes also. Now you need to understand why different organizations like Zoho emerged. Initially, there was a company called as SAP. There was one other company called as BAN. Today, you might have heard about Salesforce and all those things. There are different softwares which are being used to gather information about customers, process those things, or we call it as a customer management systems, CMS. So these systems, they were used specifically to collect CRMs, customer relationship management and all those things. So it is used for creating a proper relation with customers. Zoho came up with new products where you don't need to invest a lot of things on hardware and software. If you have good connectivity and if you have minimum satisfying computers or equipments, then you can make use of their services. They are providing online service. Okay, we are going to see those things also in third, fourth chapter, third, fourth module, how these softwares help us to understand what are the organization needs and how they support organizational needs. Okay. Apart from that, any questions, any queries? No questions?
No, sir.
Okay, then I will give one question. You can find out some material on that particular question, and during next session, we'll be discussing on that particular question. Just give me a minute. I will type that question in chat box. So I typed one question in chat box. You can read that particular question. If you have any questions, you can let me know. I will explain what I am expecting here. So as entrepreneur, you want to start a company, jot down what are the things you require at first place to start a company. Okay. Now, when you want to start a company, you need to consider, I have given here one product. Okay. You are going to manufacture a product called black charcoal soap. So to produce that black charcoal soap, what are the things you are going to start a company to produce, to manufacture this black charcoal soap? I require capital again. Apart from capital, what I require? Manpower, workers. Yes. Again, market research. Most important thing, market research. Investors. Capital and investors. Okay. Location. Again, demand and supply. Yes. Can you elaborate what demand and supply it means? Capital, land for infrastructure, material source, workforce, QC, quality control, licenses, machinery. Okay. Again, branding and packaging. Yes, it is also important part of my product. I need branding and packaging because I am producing black charcoal soap. Nobody would like black soap. market cap, target customers, raw material cost, capital, distribution. Distribution is also very important. I may distribute these products solely online. It might not be available offline in market. Quality control, yes, quality control, costing. So my cost of my product should be very visible. It should be competitive with my competitors. If there exists any competitor, then it should be at par with that competitor. Again, market presence. Yes, right now I don't have a product that can be sold directly in market. I'm starting my organization. It is not, my product is not in market right now. Mandatory compliances, advertisements, legal structure. Yes. Business plan. That is very important aspect when you are starting very fresh. You need to have a business plan. Okay, in this business plan, all the remaining things will be included. My market cap, my target customers, raw materials, how distribution is to be done, how advertisement is to be done. So I wanted this thing. I need to have a business plan. So this business plan is going to tell me what are the things to be carried out. Okay. My business plan will tell me in next 1 year what I need to comply, what I need to finish. In next 3 years, what I need to finish. Who are my competitors? What is my market base? From where I can produce and sell it. Analyze competitors. So my business plan will have these things. It will analyze my competitors. Who are my competitors? What is the market position? What is the market share? How they are selling their products? How they are manufacturing? Where they are manufacturing? Formulation and testing. Yes, formulation testing is also important. GST return, all those things will be part of your accounts and finance. Okay. Cost analysis, competitive pricing. Yes. In chat box right now, I have written Yappy Noodles case study. So if possible, you try to find out Yappy Noodles case study where when ITC launched this Yappy Noodles, they launched it in a little bit different way. So if you can find out those things, we'll be discussing using that Yappy Noodles case study, how information systems help. Okay. So I hope you understood today that what is the basic concept of information system, how organization structure is divided into horizontal levels, top level, middle level, bottom level, how structured and unstructured decisions are taken at different levels, and components of information system, input, process, and output. And there is a feedback mechanism. Is it clear? Any questions, any queries here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, I hope you people are understanding what we are discussing. If you're not able to understand, please let me know. I will be changing my way of teaching. Okay. So most of the time I expect that we are having a discussion during these lectures. Otherwise it will be very boring. Okay. And I don't want you people to get bored because of these things. Okay. So you next time during next lecture, you please go through this Yappy Noodles case study. If you find it online, it's okay. If you don't find, then also it is okay. I will be discussing those things during next lecture. Today we'll stop here and we'll be continuing remaining part during next lecture. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
good
Thank
day.
you, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, are the classes over for today? Is this class over, guys?